Alright guys, welcome to the video, and today is the day that I've actually been waiting for a long time now, and a lot of you guys have been waiting for as well. Today I'm actually installing shorty headers on my vehicle. It's about time, honestly. It feels like I've been saying I'm going to do this for almost years, which it actually has been a couple years. Obviously I've owned the car now for about 2 years, and I've been wanting to do this, like I said, for a while. Just haven't really had time to get around to it, and I feel like there was other mods that I could have done faster. As you guys know, I attend school, so you know, there's stuff I can do while I'm at school that's a lot faster. Shorty headers do take around a day, and I actually planned on installing them myself. I even mentioned that in previous videos, but due to my circumstances right now, even when I'm on spring break, I actually worked. My spring break started that Friday. I came home Friday night, worked Saturday through Thursday. Today is now Friday. And so I actually didn't even, I worked Saturday through Thursday and really only have about 2 days off, and then I'm going back up Sunday back to school, so really haven't even had time to do much. And like I said, I was planning on installing myself, but me and my dad, we looked at the install, or tried watching some videos and whatnot, and we just decided it'd probably be easier just to send it off to a shop, get them to do it. The price I was looking to pay was around $250, $300. It's not that really big of a deal to pay that, and honestly there's other stuff I would like to do with my time rather than working on my car. This might sound a little weird to some guys, but I personally am not that big on working on my own car. I do like doing stuff myself if I can, but honestly it's a pain generally sometimes. You know, you can make a couple trips to AutoZone. The only reason why I personally do work on my own stuff, or try to do my own stuff with other people, it's to save money, not for the fun of it. I don't really think it's fun. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, some people, oh, you're not a real car guy if you don't, you know, you should always enjoy it. And I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. But so we're gonna head over to a shop. It's actually about 5 minutes away from my house. I called them really last minute, so thanks to them, and I'll of course put the title of the shop in the description and everything. But we're gonna get these shorty headers installed, and I'll give you guys some before and after clips of how the car sounds, and of course, you know, if the acceleration or power feels any different than before. But now we're going to ahead and drive over to the shop, and I'll see you guys later.
5 minutes later.
Alright guys, so we have now arrived here at Tuffy Tire and Auto Service. Starters, I looked over here and I saw this Toyota and this BMW. The BMW has a light bar and stuff on top, and the Tacoma's lifted, and looks like they both probably go off-roading together, probably owned by the same guy. Have a nice Audi right there. And then one thing that really stuck out to me when I pulled up, and actually the guy who's working on my car for the day, he has a Shelby over here, and he was telling me that it makes around 700 wheel horsepower, which is honestly ridiculous. If you know these cars, that's easy for them to do. These things are well into the thousands you can go into by changing pulleys. I think he actually told me JLT cold air intake, change the pulley. Then we also have a Subaru Legacy GT right here. That's a pretty rare car. I actually have a review of that on my channel, but this car right here is honestly a beast. Yes, 315s on the back. I can look at that and tell. He also told me that the car is basically straight piped, and like I said, 700 wheel horsepower. That's honestly a monster for these things. This car does that easily, but you can actually see my car. They already put it up on the lift, and he has the headers off, or he was taking the headers off a second ago. He's working on that. We're going to go ahead and go in here and look and see what he's up to. Alright guys, so as you can see, they did expose the headers, and we're looking at them now. They obviously do look like they're kind of rusted, obviously because they are metal, and that's what happens with metal when you get heat on them. It's just what happens if you're taking a chemistry class. They talked about that. Honestly, I can tell, look at these, you know, comparing them now, and of course I'll hold them in my hands later. These stock headers are a lot smaller than the shorties that I have now, and obviously shaped different, so I definitely will have some more flow as far as air goes, but definitely going to be a good thing, and hopefully change the sound of the car. But we're going to let them get back to work, and really can't wait to get this thing out of here.
Hopefully it'll come out of the bottom. It wants to play nice.
Yeah, I've seen some guys, so you didn't have to remove the starter and none of that because you had the lift and everything, or? Okay.
There she is. All restrictive and whatnot.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. What do you think about taking that resonator off in the long run? Do you think it'd be a smart move, or would it just be a waste of money?
I mean, it's a little restrictive, but there's, you know, better ways to exchange power. Like, you're not gonna really notice any obvious power gains by doing it. It'll make it louder for sure. But as far as like power gains, it's not really gonna make much of a difference. Not unless you're getting up into big numbers. But if you're just looking for a daily driver to put around in,
Yeah.
you're not gonna notice anything really. This side's kind of a pain.
That's what I was. Everything I said on the internet, the passenger side is.
Come on. Get out of your hole.
So we have the stock one right here beside the new ones. Huge difference between the two.
Now, as far as like the openings,
Yeah,
there's not really too much of a difference.
yeah.
But you can see how this one's flat and squished, whereas this one is actually a much larger tube. So it should make a little bit of a difference.
2 hours later.
Alright guys, so we are now back in the car, and of course you guys just heard those exhaust clips. So when it first turned on, I definitely do think that it has a much deeper sound than it did before, especially in the interior of the car. I did drive around for about an hour or so, not exactly an hour, but I did go to lunch about an hour ago with a friend, and now I'm sitting in the car, and I just want to turn it on just to let you guys, hopefully the microphone picks this up. I really hope you guys can sense how much louder it is in the cabin of the car, because honestly, it was not quiet in here, but it was really it was a more refined sound, but now it feels a lot more raw in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and just let you guys listen to the car breathe, because you can really tell that a lot more air is coming into this thing. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but oh man, it's such a deeper rumble that is in front of the, like I said, the sound that's coming from the front engine now is just incredible. I mean, and of course, like I said, I described my car before as really having a nice balanced sound between the intake and now the exhaust, but definitely you're hearing more of what's up front. And you know, I don't mind that because it is a much deeper sound than previous. Like I said, I mean, these shorty headers really have changed the sound overall of the car. It's nothing. I do think it is a little bit louder, but it's not too loud. And when I say it's a little bit louder, I feel like this is a tasteful loud, meaning that, you know, you hear it when you're not going to be annoyed by it. Say, you know, even if you're not a car person, you hear this car go by, it won't be like a, oh my goodness, like what the heck was that? Like it'll be like, oh, okay, that's a Mustang, and this sounds pretty good, you know. It produces an attractive sound basically, and I really am a fan of how these headers sound, like I said. But we're going to go ahead and get on the road here, and I'm going to go ahead and start driving. And like I said, overall, if you guys can just listen to this right here, oh man, just getting on the gas, not even really getting on it, but just, of course, just pulling off right there, you can really hear how deep the engine sounds, and just it's definitely a lot more noise going on in the cabin, and I'm honestly fine with that. Like I said, you guys know I'm a car enthusiast, obviously, and if you're thinking about going with these headers, I've only had them on the car for about 2 hours now. I can definitely tell you guys, go with them. It's a good investment. It changes the characteristics of your car. You get one heck of a sound. Oh, you get one heck of a sound. And another thing I'm noticing so far with just driving around town, the car is popping a lot more. That's one thing with the S-type exhaust. Just the axle back that I had, it did pop here and there, but you know, I do like a lot of exhaust pops. In my opinion, I don't really know what you're doing with your car exhaust wise if you don't have any pops. I think that's a pretty boring exhaust system if you don't have, like I said, any type of backfire or anything. And honestly, this has increased that just for me. And I do feel like there definitely is a little bit of a torque increase there, no doubt about it. And I just got slowed down by this truck in front of me. Oh, we just went from like 55 to 30 really quick, but that definitely did add some torque. And like I said, of course, you're not going to be expecting a ton of power with these headers. And I will be making another video following up as far as like how everything's really changed, how once the headers are really broken in. Like I said, the headers have only been in the car now for a couple of hours now, and honestly, I can already tell that I'm going to be extremely satisfied. Especially once the sound really comes together and I have a really full sound, I will truly be happy with this thing. But it's so this is a good product right here. But and the more things to talk about is the installation. The installation of the headers, of course, I did not do it myself, but I did watch a lot of the installation. I was under the car, and actually, you know, as you guys saw in the video, holding those things side by side, you can tell how restrictive these stock shorty headers are compared to the BBK shorty headers. It's just almost incredible how restrictive they are. And I do feel like maybe there is now now noticing how much louder it is in here. Maybe it's because of you know, they want the cabin to be quieter. Maybe that's why Ford did it. But honestly, performance wise, it doesn't really take, you know, a mechanical engineer to notice, hey, that's probably going to be more restrictive. Especially if you know anything about cars and how important airflow is, you'll easily be able to look at that and be like, okay, this design is going to be better flowing. As you guys saw in the video, he was explaining how the openings of the headers, so starting with where the headers connect to the actual block, that wasn't really much bigger, but then the rest of the design, like I said, it was flatter and whatnot, so that's really what you don't want. And overall, yeah, he agreed that this is a good quality product. The install, he was having a bit of trouble on the passenger side. That was where everyone says, and I mean everyone, if you look at any of the forums, they'll tell you that the passenger side is going to be the harder side to get in, and he had all the proper tools, the lift and everything, and he was still struggling just to get in there because the spacing is so tight. And a lot of people said, if you have big hands, do not try and do this alone, because you will be in hell for a long time, or basically be struggling for it. But you know, I definitely, like I said, definitely be making a lot more clips. The overall sound, I just think sounds a lot darker just from the first moment you turned it on to even now, just revving it up. Driving this thing through town like I am right now, it really is just so much of a change from the stock. Like I said, the stock headers are a lot more quieter, and I was getting more axle back sound, which was fine, but this is definitely a change, especially if you've driven the V8s like I have. I've driven a ton of 5.0s already, and in those, probably the biggest difference, especially from the factory, you really do feel the grumble from the engine in that car. And now I finally feel like I've really unleashed the grumble of the V6, especially adding these shorty headers. It's really, like I said, I feel like the car is even breathing a ton more better than what it was before. But that's all I really have to talk about in today's video, guys. Like I said, I'll be giving out a more in-depth video as far as my new exhaust setup and how everything really comes together and how I like the sound, what I don't like about the headers. You know, if there is anything that I can find to not like, I'll definitely let you guys know, because I like to give honest opinions about the products that I buy. And I like to let you guys know if you should buy them or you should just hold off. But so far, I'm extremely satisfied with this product. BBK, this is a good thing that you guys have created here. Other than that, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. Comment down below. Tell me if you guys have done the BBK shorty headers, or if you're thinking about it. Let me know what you're on the, or guess what your exhaust plans are for your car. Other than that, guys, also let me know how you think the car sounds. That's something I do want to know. I want to know if you guys think it sounds bad, too raspy, or what do you think I should do next to the car? Should I get a resonator delay? Probably do an H pipe, because the X pipe is a little bit raspy. But other than that, guys, just let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of this exhaust setup, and I'll catch you guys in another video.
You are fools.